Today is the last weekly summary on just legal history. Before there is great rejoicing or great sorrow, I am just rebranding my channel and podcast to a different name that reflects a little bit better what I do. Also, I will be offline for a few days this week, so no recaps of the Karen Reed trial until late in the week. If you want to hear a long recap of today's events, check out Lawyer You Know. So let's get into the week leading up to May 12th. Please check out my videos on Karen Reed. We finished 2 weeks of the trial and it ended with hearing from several of the witnesses that were at the house that night. They said that John never came into the house. This week we will finish up with the people that were at the house and then we will see where it goes. Most people at this point have said that the state hasn't proved much except to make the police department look bad with red Solo cups. There wasn't too much in the Delphi case except for the defense putting on a motion for the judge to change their wording in the contempt findings. They wanted her to remove the negligent parts. We are now waiting for October for the trial to begin, if it even begins then. President Trump's trial continued in New York this week. This week we heard from Stormy Daniels and her involvement with Trump. She describes the places that she talked with him and then described her sexual encounter with him. She then talked about how she was paid to hold off on telling the story. The defense was trying to make the argument that Stormy is just trying to make money off this story. She replied that she has made some, but it has cost her a lot too. The next witness was an assistant who talked about the checks that Trump would write. I think I read most analysts said that this testimony went more to the meat of the argument in the trial than Daniels' testimony. The trial continues this week. And in regard to New York, Harvey Weinstein is back in court in New York. There will be a hearing to decide where Weinstein will be held while he waits a new trial there. It does look like the prosecution will go ahead with a new trial. Weinstein is also in prison in California for other sexual assault cases. It will be interesting to see how many witnesses the state brings forth for previous behavior or if they bring any. The verdict got overturned because the appeals court said that with the use of witnesses, they were actually trying Weinstein for other sexual assaults instead of just using it for previous bad behavior. We'll see how the hearing goes this week. And now to the really sad news of the week. Adam Montgomery's sentencing hearing happened earlier in the week. If you want to hear it, go listen, but it's really sad. It was noted at the beginning of the hearing that there was a plea deal on sentencing offered if Adam told them where Harmony's body was. He said no. The issue in regard to sentencing was whether Adam would get the minimum sentence for what he did or more. The defense was arguing for the minimum, and they argued that Adam was still claiming his innocence. We first heard from Harmony's biological mother, who talked about how Harmony lit up the room. We then heard from Harmony's brother's foster parents. They talked about how the brother misses her every day in hopes that she will come home one day. And then we got to the controversial part. Adam's wife had a letter read through an agent. While she said some things about bad things about Adam, it came across more as a love letter than a victim letter. So after the victim statements were heard, Adam gave a statement through his attorney. He says that while he admits that he helped do things with Harmony's body after she was dead, he would not admit guilt or remorse, and he would not tell the court where the body was. He still said he had a Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination. So after his lawyer statement, the judge said she would be back after a break to consider everything, and when she came back, she said that for the murder that Adam would get 45 years and that the other crimes he was convicted of would be consecutive. Combining this with his other firearm convictions, Adam is looking around 80 years. I'm not sure how parole works in New Hampshire and how much of that he has to serve, but it most likely will be his entire life. I think most people wanted life, but it is a long sentence. Well, I bid adieu to just legal history. I will let everyone know what I'm changing to soon. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Stay safe.